Johnny Depp jokes about assassinating Trump. How brave of you, Johnny. All those men of action you play in your movies are all a joke, aren't they? You're nothing but a punk coward from Hollywood. You attack Trump, but you don't say one word about ISIS because you're afraid, you lousy liar, you. You're no different than the rest of them in New York and you know, they get me sick. They play tough guys. I'll punch him in the nose. I'll assassinate him. They play murderers. They play undercover agents. All they are is empty suits, every last one of them. I used to love him as an actor. No more Johnny Depp. No more Johnny Depp. So I wake up and I see Johnny Depp now, Mr. Tough Guy. He dreams of the last, assassinated the president. Oh, I'm not speaking of anyone. I'm not an actor. I'm not John Wilkes Booth. He plays tough guys, undercover cops. And look what it turns out. He's just a punk, another punk radical phony from Hollywood. I want to ask you something. When the savior of humanity, you know, the Nobel Prize winner who did nothing, Obama was president, what if a right-wing actor or any actor had said, I dream of being the next actor to kill a president? What if during the savior of humanity's reign of terror, someone from the other side of the aisle was on a television show and did what Kathy Griffin did and held up a head of Obama on a platter? What if, you get the picture, the Secret Service would have had them body slammed to the ground and probably rubber hosed them in a back room. They probably would have brought their mother in for interrogation and ripped their house apart. So you want to play the knockout game, keep playing it because the tide is turning and you're going to be taken down by the new Secret Service. You know, Trump is being kept off guard by the left for a reason. They don't want his agenda imposed because it would cost them a lot of money, and they lose a lot of voters once people see how much better the country is when it's cleaned up. So naturally, they're doing everything they can to impede the revolution that we started in this country by having, you know, brought him forward and having gotten him elected. But once these shackles are removed from Trump, my suspicion is, I say it's 60-40, he's going to fire Mueller. I think he has the power now and the mandate, and everyone sees that Mueller's stocking the prosecutorial bench with devout Hillary supporters. People know Mueller's a fraud, just like Comey. They're all part of the same crowd. They don't want him to be president. Mueller's out. Trump has the power. So what's going to happen? They're going to get mad at him on television? What, Phil Griffin's going to get mad at him? The jerk who runs CNN's going to get mad at him? What do I care? They're not the president. So I think Trump will dump Mueller, and that'll be the end of it. People forget it in 2 minutes. The only ones who won't let it go will be the mad cows. That's all. So, Depp apologizes for Trump assassination joke. That's the headline on Drudge. Oh, the backlash finally. Mr. Cool, the tough guy. Why do you people go to the movies for these people? Why do you go see anything, even on TV? I told you. I try to scan past all those who showed themselves for what they are during the election. Sometimes I slip. I told you that. I stopped watching any replay with Robert De Niro. I made a mistake in L.A. At home, I watched one of his movies called The Comedian. I did it because I wanted to see that particular movie. Okay, it was a piece of garbage. But generally now I don't watch any movies with those who show themselves to be radical leftists and anti-American, in my opinion. Johnny Depp is on that list now. I used to love him, this guy. I thought he was a great actor. And I used to separate, by the way, the artist from their politics. No more. No more. I mean, Hitler was a good watercolorist, by the way. Can you separate his politics from his art? Oh, yeah, Hitler was a very good watercolorist. I know the critics said he was too architectural and too two-dimensional. I wish I could be as good a watercolorist as Hitler was. But I'm making a bigger point. Just because I liked his watercolors didn't mean that I didn't see him for the monster that he was. The same with Johnny Depp and the others. Don't go to their movies. Don't watch the replays. No matter how much you're bombarded by the psychos from Hollywood and those who run the PR agencies, just say no. You have the power. And there's more to come. More, and more. It's endless.
Join the Savage Nation.
Ooh, if you just joined us, I guess you missed a lot. I'm not going to summarize it because you came in late to class. Don't blame me. So this is not the biggest story, but it's an interesting one. It's a cultural story. Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp is not his real name anyway, but Johnny Depp, I gave him another made-up stage name, Johnny Dipso is now apologizing for the Trump assassination joke after both the White House and Donald Trump Jr. condemned the remark by this stoner. So let's listen to the remark. Again, it's not the biggest story of the day, but it shows you the tide is turning. I'm telling you right now, for this Dipso to make the crack, first of all, they got booed and cheered at the same time. The country doesn't want to hear this anymore. All this Trump attacking, the Trump hatred has come to a halt. The Russia thing is also coming to an end. It's over. The people have had enough of this crap. And I can tell you right now, by Johnny Depp apologizing, it means the guys, who run Hollywood stepped in and said, you better do something quick because your career is going to be finished. The next thing you know, you'll be looking like Robert De Niro doing comedy movies. Like meet the ignoramus parents or something. So let's hear the joke that got Johnny Dipso in trouble on the Savage Nation.
I think he needs help. And, I don't know. A lot of wonderful dark places he could go. It's just a question. I'm not insinuating anything. By the way, this is going to be in the press. It'll be horrible. But I like that you're all a part of it. When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
Oh, they're happy. And really, I wonder if someone had said that about the savior of humanity, the last president, if you would have heard the same reaction. Johnny Depp apologizes for Trump assassination joke. So the PR guy, you know what he must look like in Hollywood? Shaved head, because his hair fell out. So they shave off the hair. They leave a fuzz to make it look like they're not bald. All right, bald is one. Everyone gets bald. So what? It's the way of all flesh. I could just tell you what the PR agent looks like in Hollywood. That's what I was trying to say. Emaciated, thin, gluten-free. He leads a gluten-free life, but he's a total... Don't get me started on what he does between the hours of midnight and 5 a.m. But in the morning, clean shirt, clean tie, clean outfit, So he went to Depp and said, you better do something quick. So today, Dipso just says, I apologize for the bad joke I attempted last night in poor taste about President Trump. Johnny Dipso said in a statement to People magazine. Johnny Dipso goes on and said, it did not come out as intended, and I intended no malice. I was only trying to amuse, not to harm anyone. So that was written by some PR hack in Hollywood, no doubt. And now, suddenly the brave actor can go back to his acting. Says, when was the last time an actor assassinated a president? Dipso began. I want to clarify, I'm not an actor. I lie for a living. However, it has been a while. Maybe it's about time. Not funny, Johnny. Especially a guy who plays tough guys. He was in Blow. He played a drug dealer. Then he was in another movie where he played a great heroic undercover agent. Piscopo, Joe Piscopo, a real DEA agent, not this punk drug addict. So far as we know, uses drugs. Isn't he famous for it? Didn't he also play Hunter Thompson in the movie like he was stoned the whole movie? Remember that one? Big deal. I turned that one off. But I liked him when he played, the undercover agent. I forget the name of that movie. But again, he always plays these steely hard men. But look what really is underneath the surface. Don't you know it's all fake? Don't you know that all of these guys who play American roles hate America, by and large, almost every one of them? Who was that guy who has been in so many great... He's a fabulous actor, don't get me wrong. But I said in the last hour, Hitler was a fine watercolorist. That didn't mean I accepted his politics. Okay? It's the same thing here. I hate their politics. Now I hate their acting. They can take their art and you know what they can do with it, don't you?